In this background, when we came into government 2013, prior to that in May 2013, when elections had taken place, Premier Li of China visited Pakistan. It was his first international visit. And he met Prime Minister-elect Nawaz Sharif and said that it is time that China and Pakistan should work together for an economic enterprise. And I invite you to visit China. So he visited China in July 2013. And as part of the discussions with President Xi and Chinese leadership, we signed an agreement on 5th of July 2013, which was called China-Pakistan Economic Corridor MOU, in which we set up a mechanism that we will translate our relationship into a strategic economic partnership. And mind you, Chinese leadership always said this to us: Pakistan is not a market for us. We are not looking at Pakistan as our market because we have the whole world as a market for us. You are a too small country in that way. You know, their main market is maybe United States, Europe, and many big economies. G7 is probably where they want to sell their products. Our purchasing power is much less. They said that we are engaging with you in this enterprise because we want to see Pakistan move up on the economic ladder through structural transformation of its economy. It should become an industrial economy from an agricultural economy. So you should have one step up, and we would like to help you to move that ladder of economic development and become an industrial economy. So therefore, we have no other interest in Pakistan except to help our friend, our brother, become a strong industrial economy. So this was always their intention, and this was what they conveyed to us whenever we met them. So therefore, in this backdrop, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor was designed as a long-term project from 2014 to 2030. It had three phases. It has three phases. The first phase up to 2020 focused largely on infrastructure. Why? Because in 2013, Pakistan faced two major bottlenecks for economic growth. It did not have energy, and it did not have requisite physical infrastructure and logistics infrastructure to become a hub for trade, commerce, connectivity in the region. We had allowed our road network to be used for NATO supplies to fight a war in Afghanistan at zero cost. We did not even charge any fee for that carriage that plied on our roads, and heavy loads of supplies to NATO in Afghanistan played havoc with our infrastructure, but we did not charge them any money. We were offering free services. So as a result, our infrastructure was broken, railway was breaking, it was 150 years old network, and we had not invested in it. So these were major bottlenecks in Pakistan's economic growth. Fixing the infrastructure, fixing the bottlenecks in infrastructure of logistics and energy. As you all know, in 2013 we had 16 to 18 hours of power shortages. Pakistan had an energy policy inviting investors to set up energy plants. No one was willing to come to Pakistan. Not even Pakistan's own investors were willing to invest in Pakistan. Everyone knew that there is a big shortage or there is a big gap in terms of energy supply, and there is an attractive policy. Pakistan was offering very handsome return because there was a high risk on Pakistan due to the security situation. So still no one was willing to come to Pakistan. So under CPEC, when CPEC was signed, we prioritized energy sector to be the #1 infrastructure challenge for Pakistan, and allocated out of $46 billion, about $35 billion portfolio for energy sector so that Pakistan can be self-sufficient in energy. The second, as I said, sector was logistics, how to have an improved road and rail connectivity between China and Pakistan. Third element was developing Gwadar port as a modern port in this region, as a smart port in this region to become gateway for CPEC. And the fourth element was to promote industrial cooperation between China and Pakistan after infrastructure is laid down. So up to 2020, we were focusing to do the infrastructure, and by 2018, we had almost completed more than 80% of infrastructure projects. And some of them were in pipeline or in implementation, which were due for completion in next 2 or 3 years, and they have mainly been completed. So most and bulk of the infrastructure projects, we were able to complete within very short span of 3 to 4 years, and it is unprecedented that Pakistan almost benefited from over $25 billion of Chinese investment in these sectors in very short period of time. And again, as I said, this is at a time when no one was willing to come to Pakistan. President Xi came in April 2015. He was originally supposed to visit in September 2014, but because of the political situation and sit-in in Islamabad, he had to postpone his visit, and CPEC got delayed by several months. But when he came in April 2015, and we signed $46 billion worth of projects, Wall Street Journal put front page story that China signs billions of dollars of worth MOUs with Pakistan. That one story changed the whole profile and image of Pakistan in international circles. A country which was branded as the most dangerous country on the title page of Newsweek, when this story came on the front page of Wall Street Journal, it got a new profile that Pakistan is now a destination for billions of dollars worth of Chinese investments. And what did that do? In 2017 and 18, every ambassador in town, starting from United States to European Union, UK, Japan, France, Germany, would visit me and ask me one thing only. Excellency, how can our companies join CPEC projects? How can our companies also be part of special economic zones under CPEC? So Pakistan almost became a magnet for international investors, where everyone was rushing to Pakistan, that how come Chinese have spotted an opportunity in Pakistan and we are left behind. So CPEC became our global brand. President Xi directed all his big companies to go and invest in Pakistan. So during 2017 and 18, if you happen to be living in Islamabad, you will bear witness that in every sector of Islamabad, Chinese companies had almost opened their offices. If you were flying between Karachi and Islamabad, you would not miss seeing 10 to 15 Chinese businessmen on every flight. They were going all over and trying to find opportunities of investment, and there was such a momentum that I personally felt that in next 3 to 5 years, we can maybe attract $30 to $50 billion in terms of relocation of Chinese industry to Pakistan. But then in 2018, what very politely and softly Ambassador Masood Khalid implied, there was change. Now, how that change happened and why that change happened is not a discussion here. Changes do happen in countries. Political changes do happen. But should political change also mean that you change the national course? The course of policies which are for the good of the country. Or if you want to change them, you must have some alternate policy also. But having no policy and disbanding the policy of the past which was serving the country is a crime. So this is what happened. CPEC was scandalized. I personally was victim of false accusations. Senior-most members of the government accused me and accused Chinese state company of giving me a bribe of 70 billion rupees in Multan Sakkar motorway. Imagine, if you have an official government company doing a project in Pakistan as a favor on the most soft loans, it was almost free money, less than 2% interest rate for 20 years period. No one gives you money at that price.